Welcome back to Paint Raider, your channel dedicated to providing feedback on your miniature painting, where the internet has not provided very good feedback, if any at all. So let's take a look at this model here, which comes to us by way of Facebook. And the comment here says, first time doing acid OSL with had a lot of, I'm assuming, fun with it. Let me know what you think. Okay, so obviously we're gonna focus in on the OSL aspect of this model, but we can certainly talk about other parts to this. Okay, so let's first talk about just general impressions of the model, and let's take a look at it actually, really. So you have this, I don't know what chapter this would be. Let's say acid enjoyers, acid droppers. I'm gonna go with acid droppers. These guys he must have dropped some acid to be standing so close to something like this. Okay, so initial thoughts. Very vibrant green. Like, wow, like that is some TMNT ooze level of green. It's crazy bright. Like, it's just so bright. My thoughts on it are, it's too much, honestly. And the reason why I think is because it's really the only thing you can see that draws any attention on this model is this green. Like, you don't even look at it anywhere else, right? And you have this huge banner here, but like when you look at this, what are you really looking at here? You're not going to look at this black and gray banner. You're going to be looking at this giant green puddle there. Right, so I get the sort of like desire to have like an acid thing there, but to where it becomes such a huge distraction to the overall model is my issue, right? So composition, it's a compositional question, right? Like, why do I want to focus everything down here, and nothing up on the face, nothing up on this beautiful banner, right, that's here, right? It's a distraction, right? So if you want to do OSL stuff, you can totally do it. Totally cool. But maybe not on the banner bearer, Maybe it could be on something else. But the banner should be the star here, right? And it really is not the star at all, So that's a big critique I have, compositionally speaking. Stylistically speaking, I'm personally not a huge fan of these green glowing, like ultra green, ultra puddle, like just crazy green puddles here, especially because there's no real sort of source of light. It's right now it looks like, okay, it's a pretty flat surface here. And to do all of this would require, I don't know, something bioluminescent material, that okay, sure, maybe it's possible, but I never like it because the light source isn't very clear. I mean, it's clear in that, like, okay, we understand what it is, but it's also not clear as in, like, how is it doing this? This doesn't really make a lot of sense, right? Most bodies of water or liquid do not generate this level of light, if any. Hopefully not in your part of the world. But even radioactive water doesn't, look like this, right? So, it's a little on the cartoonish side for me, as within Warhammer, cartoonish within Warhammer, even for Warhammer standards, it's pretty cartoonish, right? So I'm not a big fan of that, but that's a personal style thing. Okay, on to the execution now of this OSL. There's still a lot of talk about here, but at the overall commentary, there's some good things happening here. I like that, the strength of it starts to come down. The further away it gets from the puddle here, right? And it's not wrapping all the way around the back. And the You can see that the armor, the real armor color is showing up over here, right? That's not really very consistent though. I mean, like up to here, you know, you would think that it should be pretty weak on the staff here, if anything, because this is this tabard is like right up on there, and it's not that strong up here, but then you can see here, suddenly it's like as if this was like inside, if it's coated or something, which maybe it is. I don't know if that's the story or not, but you know, why would you plant that in this acid? Okay, I don't know. There's a lot of questions here, but to me, it doesn't make sense as just if this is supposed to be an OSL effect to have it be so uniform and so bright. Even at the very top here, where here there's almost like a very faint amount on a hyper reflective blade, by the way, right? That there's only a tiny amount coming here, but then a huge amount coming here at the same height away. Doesn't quite make sense to me. The other thing is that if you're gonna have a nice big shiny blade here and an enormously vibrant, strong green light coming, it either reflects it or it doesn't, right? I think that you'd probably want to reflect a lot of that light, so it should be a lot more green. Because not all because the one thing is like, okay, one is distance, so there's like a few variables right in play. One is the strength of the light relative to other lights, right? So in this case, this green is extremely strong, right, as we're establishing here. And so okay, that's one thing. Second, the surface level. So okay, so let's say that you know, you've got like a very strong light, but it's all black, very matte, like, you know, this ultra matte black. It's really not going to pick up a lot of that color, right? It's going to be very difficult. Whereas a glossy black would have a ton of the color coming through, and metal would be almost like a crappy mirror, right? Like is the way I think Miniac and other people have talked about these types of effects, is that like to sell it really, it has to be like almost like just a really bad mirror, like just terrible mirror, right? So that's why that's my critique here, is that this shiny blade, which you can tell is shiny, look at the value on this thing, really somehow it only picks up a little bit here, but then like it doesn't. This is not a curved blade, mind you, right? So this is a straight flat blade. What I would suggest maybe is that the flat side of this blade is like a sort of like a dark steel. This can be a really shiny steel, but a lot of in the highlights, especially of the shiny part, it'd be a lot of green coming through, especially this downward part. That would sell it a lot better to me. The other part over here would be like, see here, this is a front-facing view, but this back part here shouldn't be green at all. It should just be just like the armor on their back is red. This should be whatever the natural color of this shaft is, this dark brown, whatever, right? And yeah, those are my main thoughts on the OSL. I mean, you know what? You always gotta try these things, see how you like it, test it out. Totally cool. Yeah, I totally don't want to discourage anyone from trying these things. If you like it, you like it. You know what? Like, whatever. I'm just offering my opinion, right? Yeah, so those are my thoughts on the OSL. There's a lot of other kind of issues, I think, with this model. Number one being the lost potential of this banner. I look at this banner, it's just like, man, you know, like, you could have poured all the love that you did for this OSL effect onto this banner. You know, imagine, like, you know, you had this painted in, like, same here, with it, like you did with the purity seals, and then you wrote something here, and then you painted this green, let's say, and this could be skull color, and this could be gold up here. This could have looked so much better. Like, just like there's so much opportunity here to just do whatever you want, and for it to just be dry brush gray, and you know, maybe if you're saying the chapter colors are gray, but I don't know. Then, like, can we put the background in red then? You know, like, can we do a little bit more with what's here? I'm not against, like, you know, tying in the color here to the chapter colors, but let's do something with this then. Like, I don't know, like, it's a lot of the gray and black. If you're gonna do let's just try to do the best possible here. I would say use this home run plate here for your chapter colors, right? And even for your squad marking. So, you know, you have this troop symbol here, right? So you could even have a troop symbol here, or even a little freehand here if you can do that, or decal it or something like that, right? But then throw the red into this whole background, right? Like the whole thing here, the whole thing here, this dark red, like it's beautiful. It's not going to stand out that much. You know, you do the similar thing here, and then really you can keep a lot of the stuff, the gray and black. Okay, yeah, so that's the other part. So if you do the red here, that's cool. I would probably, what would I do? I don't know, like this gray, black, and red. Whew. It's a tough, it's not a tough challenge, but it's just more like, what do you do with it? Yeah, I think this is where your chapter stuff comes in, and you throw the red into this, and this would look a lot better. You just do this in more of a traditional skull. You can do this in like this beige color, and just throw them, just give it a little love. Even put this in metal, steel, or something, right? Like this is just flat gray. So, anyways, that's my big comment here. You know, my rating on this, honestly, for a tabletop, it's gonna draw the eye. I mean, people are gonna, like, you know, obviously be attracted to it, but I gotta give this probably like a 2. You know, it's a lot of the effort is put on here, and I think that it's to the detriment of the entire model, right? So you got distracted by this, and you know, and it's an execution that needs a little bit more improvement. Try to get a little less ambitious with the acid OSL, right? Just do a little bit of OSL. See how you like it, you know. I'm seeing some good stuff here with this OSL on the eye. That's a good start. Do a little bit more in like other parts, right? Like, you know, that would be my suggestion, instead of like this giant thing here, right? Especially on a banner bear, the banner bear that gets no love, right? Like, I feel, you know, I wish that this banner bear got a little, like the banner itself was more the main character than this acid. But I cannot look at this acid, right? And that's the problem with this model. So I'm giving it a 2. You know what? The execution is not terrible, but it's also like it's just difficult to grade it higher than that, because it's really undermining the whole thing, right? So I don't want to be too negative on it. You know, it's not bad, right? It will look really vibrant on the tabletop, and if you like it, okay, tell me to like take a hike, right? But like, those are my thoughts, and let me know your thoughts, and have a great one.